Now we are studying the RC phase shift oscillator. What is this RC phase shift oscillator? In this RC phase shift network can be used in the circuit to produce the sine wave oscillations. There are two basic oscillators in RC type. There are two basic there are two basic oscillators in RC type. There are two basic oscillators in RC type, which are this RC phase. First is RC phase shift, and second is Wien bridge oscillator. Now, an RC oscillator is the most popular in generation of low frequencies. Generation of low frequencies, since it does not require inductor or tank circuit, because it does not require inductor or tank circuit. Okay. RC oscillator can be fabricated in IC form. It can be fabricated in IC form also. Now, what is the basic principle of this RC phase shift oscillator? The circuit of the basic oscillator circuit which I have shown in figure. It is common emitter configuration with three-stage RC network. RC phase shift three-stage RC network is there. I have shown in figure. It is used to provide the required 180 degree phase shift in addition to the phase shift of transistor of 180 degree. देखो यहाँ पे आरसी नेटवर्क यूज किया है कैपेसिटर रेजिस्टर दिस विल प्रोड्यूस 60 डिग्री फेज शिफ्ट दिस विल प्रोड्यूस 60 डिग्री फेज शिफ्ट दिस विल प्रोड्यूस 60 डिग्री फेज शिफ्ट this R and single this C and R will produce 60 degree phase shift, this C and R produce 60 degree phase shift, this C and R produce 60 degree, total is 180 degree phase shift is produced by these three capacitor resistor oscillator RC oscillator, and remaining 180 degree phase shift produced by this transistor. So total phase shift कितनी हो गई 360 degree, और it we can say 0 degree phase shift हो गई. It require phase shift of addition to the 360. Thus 360 or 0 degree phase shift is produced for desired positive feedback. यहाँ पे देखो ये फीडबैक नेटवर्क है. ये देखो यहाँ पे आउटपुट है, आउटपुट यहाँ से लिया हुआ है, ये वीसीसी दे रहे हैं, यहाँ पे R1 है, ये रजिस्टर है, ये कलेक्टर रजिस्टर है, ये इमीटर रजिस्टर है, और यहाँ पे देखो ये यहाँ पे ये आउटपुट है. पार्ट ऑफ आउटपुट इज गिवन टू इनपुट. देखो ये आउटपुट का पार्ट है, इसको इनपुट को दे रहे हैं. पार्ट ऑफ आउटपुट इज गिवन टू द इनपुट थ्रू दिस नेटवर्क. सो इट इज कॉल्ड एज फेज शिफ्ट नेटवर्क, sorry, feedback network. Since each RC network with proper selection of RC components gives 60 degree phase shift. Now circuit action, you can see what is the how is the circuit work. Circuit action. The circuit is set to oscillation by random variation of base current. The circuit is set into oscillation by random variation of base current. When power is first applied to the circuit, base current suddenly jumps from 0 to initial bias value. The change is amplified by transistor and fed back again to the base through the RC phase shift network. This results in further increase in collector current. This action is utilized to sustain the cycle of variations in collector current between सैचुरेशन एंड कट ऑफ वैल्यूज. ओके, ये देखो यहाँ पे आउटपुट मिल रहा है, आउटपुट को इनपुट को थोड़ा थोड़ा इनपुट दे रहे हैं, फीडबैक दे रहे, तो फिर इसमें से बेस करंट बढ़ेगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, कलेक्टर करंट भी बढ़ेगा, उतना ज्यादा कलेक्टर बढ़ेगा. ठीक है. This results in further increase in collector current. This action is utilized to sustain cycles of variation in oscillator collector current between saturation and cutoff value. मीन्स सैचुरेशन और कट ऑफ के बीच में रहेगा उसकी जो आउटपुट रहेगा. इट मीन्स दैट इनिशियली A into बीटा इज ग्रेटर देन 1. initially A into beta is greater than 1, producing growing oscillations, which produce growing oscillation. A into beta is greater than 1 क्या बोला था मैंने, उस produce growing oscillation, and finally it reaches at saturation value. फाइनली बढ़ते बढ़ते क्या हो जाएगा, सैचुरेशन वैल्यू पे चला जाएगा. फिर सैचुरेशन वैल्यू में क्या हो जाएगा, सैचुरेशन वैल्यू में इट विल मेक ए इंटू बीटा इज इक्वल टू 1. ए इंटू बीटा इज इक्वल टू 1 मीन्स सस्टेन ऑसिलेशन. सस्टेन ऑसिलेशन प्रोड्यूस करने, टू प्रोड्यूस सस्टेन ऑसिलेशन the random set of changes in circuit is enough to set the circuit into oscillation. This random set of changes in the circuit enough to set circuit enough, it will enough to set oscillation in oscillation, and then positive feedback maintains oscillation. The frequency of this oscillator is given by f is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi rc into root of 6 formula. Okay, now we will see some advantages. फार्मूला है, मैंने आपको बताया था ये फ्रीक्वेंसी का क्या फार्मूला इसका, आरसी फेज का एफ इज इक्वल टू 1 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 पाया आरसी रूट ऑफ 6. ओके, ये याद में रखना. Now advantages of this RC phase shift oscillator. First advantage is simplest type of oscillator and than other type of RC type. Simple है ये, other RC network से ये simple है. Second is very low frequency from 1 Hz is possible. म्हणजे from 1 Hz से भी ये वर्क करता है, possible due from 1 Hz से ये वर्क हो सकता है, from 1 Hz only. It possible to large value of resistance, but maximum frequency limited up to 300 kilohertz. Maximum frequency 300 kilohertz इसकी, 1 Hz to 300 kilohertz. Now third is easy manufacturing integrated circuit form. Means integrated circuit mean IC form में यूज कर बंद कर सकते, IC form में यूज कर सकते हैं, मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं. Now what is disadvantage of this RC phase shift oscillator? What is disadvantage of this RC phase shift oscillator? The frequency stability is excellent. That is frequency remains constant. क्या disadvantage? Frequency remains constant रहती है इसमें. Second disadvantage क्या है? Frequency variation is not so easy like LC oscillator. Frequency variation is not easy like LC oscillator since 3 identical RC networks component. Third is it cannot be used to generate high frequency or RF. It cannot be used to generate high frequency or radio frequency. ठीक है.